there was a mother of a U.S. Marine who showed up at College Game Day, which is like ESPN's pregame show that they do weekly for college football.
Yeah.
And she showed up with a sign at College Game Day saying that she is the mother of a U.S. Marine. And at the bottom of the sign, it says that she is against kneeling. It says, "I don't kneel." And they actually showed this sign on ESPN, which is a very leftist network.
Surprising.
They showed it. I believe we have a picture of it that we can pull up. But they showed this sign, and it says, "I am against kneeling, and I am the mother of a U.S. Marine." And so that's kind of a strong endorsement from somebody who we're supposed to be representing. This argument that we have is that, the American flag is representing those who fight for our freedom. It's representing our military. It's representing our country. And a lot of times people say, oh, well, that's not actually true. The military doesn't feel that way. Here you have a military mom who's saying, we do feel this way and we do stand for the flag. And especially in light of, the Marines that we've lost recently in Afghanistan. I just feel like this is an important message to kind of be getting out there. And I don't know if you guys agree with that or think that this really means anything, or if it's just kind of a one-off incident.
I mean, I couldn't imagine the feeling of being a parent of a U.S. service member right now after the 13 were tragically killed in Afghanistan. Was that last week or the week before? So this mom, I imagine it meant a lot to her to send that message to America that I'm not going to kneel for the flag. I'm going to stand for the flag, because her son is a Marine, and there were just 10 or 11 Marines slaughtered in Afghanistan. This message makes me really happy to see. Now, I can't imagine the nightmare it would have been it was ESPN, right? That would have occurred if they didn't allow her to go on TV with that sign, considering the events of the last couple of weeks.
And it is interesting because I've been to College Game Day before to come to Blacksburg when I was in school, and they do vet the signs that they allow on there. And there are signs that if they have, a curse word or whatever, they're not allowed to go into the area where they might get on camera. So it's interesting that they probably did see that sign and I guess allowed it to go through, or they just missed what it said on the bottom. I'm not sure which one it is. But
imagine telling the mother of a Marine after Marines were just killed that you can't come in with her sign, that's pro-America. That would be such a bad look and a really disgusting move to make against that mother. That's what I think.
Is football the one where they try to get the inflated pigskin down the pasture?
Hopefully
in
it's not
simplest
deflated.
terms. Yes.
Okay, all right. I was just curious.
And there's some things, right?
There's goalposts.
Yes,
they're yellow. Yeah, you kick the ball through them sometimes.
So the thing about sports. Sports is useful because it actually lets us become tribal. It gives us an outlet for tribalism.
That's true.
That's not overtly violent.
Yeah, that's a good point,
off the
Josh.
field.
That's a good point.
That's actually useful.
I like the unity of sports too, like the fans. There's something about that I like, that sports transcends politics sometimes.
It's really interesting that you mentioned that, because my next point that I wanted to make was that across the country we saw, in some cases, hundreds of thousands, at least tens of thousands of fans gathering in countless stadiums, most of them full for the first time in nearly 2 years, and kind of making a statement, that America is coming back. We're having sporting events. We're gathering together. And I had just a couple videos here that I wanted to show of fans just gathering. This first one is actually from a red, white, and blue game that Texas A&M did to honor 9/11. They originally did it in 2001, and then they did a 20th anniversary version of it this year, and so they dressed up red, white, and blue.
That's cool they do that.
And then this is, I will get made fun of, but this is Blacksburg, Virginia, the greatest university of all time. Doing our
service
entrance
members on the field.
Service members on the field. Those are members of the Corps of Cadets.
Oh wow!
That we actually have at Virginia Tech, which is pretty rare. There's not a lot of public universities that are non-military schools that have their own Corps of Cadets. So that's pretty cool. There's definitely a lot of national pride that kind of goes on at Virginia Tech. But just seeing these fans gathered together and seeing there are multiple videos. We didn't put them in the show here because they are explicit, but there are multiple videos of at least 4 games over the weekend, one of which was Virginia Tech, one of which was the Texas A&M game that we also showed, of students and other fans chanting F Joe Biden during the games. So it's a clear sentiment of, we are here. We're not going to be told anymore that we can't go to games, that we can't gather together. And do you guys think this signals like some sort of turning point for Americans saying that we're not going to be told what to do anymore? Or do you think that if tomorrow the CDC or whoever comes out and says that we need to quarantine again, are people going to listen?
I think I almost think it's a rebellious thing to do. Like, screw you, CDC. You've had us locked up for going on 2 years now. We're done. We're done. And Joe Biden, you too, we're done with you. You just had service members killed in Afghanistan. You botched the withdrawal. We're done. We're fed up. And I think that's what a lot of this is. I mean, a lot of sports, were canceled for over a year, and people were locked up in their houses. They couldn't go to events like this. So I think it's almost an expression of letting all that energy out, and it feels rebellious. And you get this energy and enthusiasm we're seeing, and people probably blame Biden for a lot of the restrictions. They blame the CDC, and I think that's responsible for some of the chanting that was heard. I think it's great, and I think it does show the state of the Biden presidency.
Yeah, that's, I think, really good analysis, Joey. Maybe at the end of the day, COVID actually ends up being a blessing. Maybe it opens a lot of people who were apolitical, not interested in politics. Maybe it opens their eyes to the extent to which our benevolent overlords in D.C. Really will try to control our lives if they can get away with it.